Good morning, goddammit, Piss and Vinegar Day 289. So I want to talk about atrophy and frequencies today. I'm finding this new trend in the fitness sphere or the exercise science guys lately talking about how we atrophy at this insane rate, and all these immobilization studies show that we atrophy super fucking quick, and therefore we need more frequency training. And though it is true, the more frequently you can train a muscle, the more gains you'll get. But that's because of mathematics. If you train chest once a week as opposed to 3 times a week, you'll get less gains because you're getting less protein synthesis. However, I was doing arm wrestling training today for the first time in like a month, maybe even a month and a half, and I was just as strong. My forearms are just as big as they were a month ago when, well, all these immobilization studies should be showing that I should have shrunk at some insane absorbent rate and lost all my muscle and strength. The reason I haven't is because we don't take into consideration how with these immobilization studies you're fucking immobile. So last year I tore my bicep, and I was physically, my arm didn't do any activity at all. Actin and myosin were not fucking cross filamenting or whatever the fuck for 2 weeks, just simply totally not moving. And my left bicep shrunk 4 inches in like fucking 2 weeks. It was insane. I have not trained for 2 weeks before. You do not lose 4 inches of fucking arm size from not training in 2 weeks. The reason being is there is plenty of maintenance, muscle maintenance, from the act of just simply moving through space and just doing daily activities. Just randomly picking up a box or just contracting your arm to reach overhead. That can be just enough to offset the atrophy process. If you didn't train in 6 months, sure, on a long enough time continuum of not having high motor units reached from training, you're going to lose excessive muscle mass if you have it. But you're not going to lose fucking inches of muscle after a week of not training. I'd argue you'd lose none, because I lost none of my forearms. Now, granted, again, forearms are a muscle that get plenty of indirect stimulus from other training, but I wear straps for everything that requires grip. My cable rows, my RDLs, everything but bicep curls, tricep extensions, and side lateral raises and presses, I wear straps. So even low level activities like bicep curls, which are mildly stimulating for the forearms, boxing, which is mildly stimulating for the forearms, playing guitar, mildly stimulating. There is some muscle activation, but very low on the motor unit recruitment pool. Even that has been enough to maintain 99% of my muscle mass and strength, if not all of it, because I had literally hadn't lost any strength at all off my numbers today. That was enough to maintain muscle and strength. So I wouldn't freak out too much about these atrophy studies and what everyone's saying to sell their full body program gimmick nowadays. I mean, it's not a gimmick because I do full body too. It is more optimal, but not for the reasons you think. It's not because a bro split's going to make you fucking lose muscle because the lack of frequency is going to make you atrophy. You're going to have plenty of indirect stimulus in most of your muscles, allowing you to train once a week and make plenty of gains. Muscles like chest and, I don't know, maybe like rear delts, like things that you don't use very regularly on a daily basis, that they might be impacted more, and forearms impacted less. But overall, you can still do your fucking bro split. You're not going to gain as much muscle as your full body, but you equally aren't going to fucking lose any muscle, unless you get so advanced that you atrophy quicker than everybody else because you have so much excessive muscle that you literally start plateauing from a daily basis because you like increase your protein synthesis 3% on Monday, and then Thursday it goes down 3%, and then you just go into this weird like stalemate between atrophy and anabolism, and you never really go anywhere. Maybe that could happen, but yeah, I think the indirect stimulus on most muscles from just basic daily activities, let alone the actual indirect stimulus they get from training, like if you do a heavy deadlift and you want to maintain your neck muscle throughout the week, the fucking deadlift will do that. You contract your neck muscle so hard statically during a deadlift, you're going to get some anabolism just from that alone. The indirect stimulus are doing that. And then next time you hit neck, you'll have maintained enough fucking anabolism that you'll progressively overload. But you should probably look into training more frequently just from a mathematical perspective. But I wouldn't overblow these like immobilization studies because they're not contextual. You're not totally immobilized between sessions. You are doing certain things throughout the week that are indirect stimulus or even direct stimulus. Anyway, back to arm wrestling. Started doing these again. I'm not arm wrestling, competing anymore or like practicing against dudes because my fucking rotator cuffs just doesn't have it. I get nerve impingements when I do it. But it's the best way to get big forearms. So gonna now keep growing my forearms now that I'm on my bulk. But yeah, indirect stimulus and atrophy is being massively overblown, I think, or the the lack of acknowledging how much even a mild indirect stimulus or a mild maintenance contraction can hold muscle over until the next session you hit them directly or whatever. Anyway, peace out, bye.